Tonight, 4 people are dead and 14 others wounded as a gunman fires on his co-workers at a manufacturing plant.
And he also fired at passing cars in one town, and then he went to his workplace in Heston, Kansas, about 40 minutes north of Wichita. And that is where police say he targeted people at random. Witnesses say the man came through the production area of the business with what appeared to be an AK-47. The first officer on the scene shot and killed him. The sheriff there says that officer saved many lives. Matt Jarrell saw the shooter as the rampage began.
He yelled, "Hey!" and boom, 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 and then proceeded to go into the building.
Sheriffs say that all of the people killed were shot inside XL Industries, which makes lawnmower products. The suspect was an employee. Investigators are still looking into why the man turned a gun on his co-workers.
New at 10 o'clock, authorities say 4 people are dead and 14 wounded, 10 of them critically, after a gunman opened fire on a rural Kansas town. At this point, the local sheriff thinks the gunman chose his victims at random. The shooting started at 5 p.m. Central Time in Heston, Kansas, about 30 miles north of Wichita, and spanned 4 different locations. Authorities say it ended at a manufacturing facility where the shooter worked.
It didn't matter who it was. He had no specific target. He just shooting anyone that got in his way.
Just, oh my God, it's total shock. Just, trying to get out of there, and get help. There was a guy down and he needed help.
Authorities say the gunman had an assault-type weapon and a pistol. The sheriff said the officer who killed the gunman, quote, saved multiple lives.
But first, police say 4 people, including a gunman, have been killed and more than a dozen injured in a series of shootings in the Midwestern American state of Kansas. The attacks happened in the town of Heston. Police say the gunman had driven between locations and had, on occasion, shot from his car. They're investigating the motives for the attacks. Our North America correspondent James Cook has this report.
In the small town of Heston, an all too familiar picture. American Emergency Services responding to another mass shooting. This time, the police said there were several crime scenes.
Well, the first report that we have is at 12th and Meridian in Newton, and that was a man had been shot in the shoulder driving a truck. Then there was another report at Meridian and Heston Road, a person shot in the leg. Then there was a report of a shooting in a parking lot of XL, and then the report came out of about an active shooter inside XL.
According to survivors, the gunman worked here at XL Industries, a lawnmower manufacturer. He reportedly opened fire on colleagues with 2 weapons, possibly a handgun and an AK-47.
All I know is I see people running, and so I'm assuming fire. And so I take a few steps, and I hear a pop, pop, and I'm just thinking some paint cans or something going up. And more people running, all of a sudden, pop, 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 pop. And I'm going, I start running too.
As paramedics treated the many wounded, the county sheriff said the gunman had been shot dead by a law enforcement agent, and stories of the panic after the attack began to emerge.
The doors opened, people started screaming, coming out, saying go to the front, and then everybody turned around, said no, he's out front, so everybody started going to the back right over here.
Hey, we're actually going to have the press meet right in this area.
It was yet another deadly shooting spree in a country which is now almost numb to such violence. James Cook, BBC News.